Welcome back to Archer's World of Literature, guys. I know it's been a while. I promise I have been planning very, very hard. That is why I haven't been able to post a video in the last couple of days, but I've been planning and coming up with some really, really cool ideas for this channel. And specifically, I've been planning a lot of things that I want to do next year on the channel. So this video is going to be my 2023 channel plans and reading plans, so I can't wait to share them with you guys. So to start off, it's going to be the most obvious one. It's going to be the books/series that I am 100% going to be starting and finishing next year in 2023 throughout the whole year. And I'm going to start off with the fantasy series. So my first major plan for 2023, quite early in the year, is to finish A Song of Ice and Fire, or at least get myself up to date. As we all know, Mr. Martin is working very hard on finishing that series, I like to believe. But catch up with A Song of Ice and Fire. I'm currently about... The editions that I've got are... Storm of Swords is split up, but I'm going to be reading them back to back. I'm a bit over halfway through the first part, so the first half, so I guess you could say like I'm a bit over, a quarter of the way through A Storm of Swords, and I'm just loving my time in Westeros so much, so I really, really want to finish that. So as soon as I finish Storm of Swords Part 1, I'm going to be picking up Part 2, which I think is Blood and Gold. So next year, it's all going to be over. And I'm going to be really sad to finish it, but the cool thing with A Song of Ice and Fire, as a lot of you know, is that there are plenty of materials that Mr. George has released that aren't specifically A Song of Ice and Fire, which is unfortunate, but the things that he has released are so good with world building and giving us extra content to read. So I know when I finish that, I'm going to have plenty to read, like Fire and Blood, and maybe rewatch the television show, and a bunch of those history books I'll probably delve into after that. The next plan is this is kind of mainly the end of this year, but I think it might bleed into January of 2023, and that is to finish the Farseer trilogy by Miss Robin Hobb. I'm planning on finishing the second book this month and possibly starting the third one this month, but I think I'll finish it in January. And then I also want to start and complete the Live Ship Traders, which right here behind me. I'm not going to pull them out, but you can tell they are chunky fellas, so we'll see when that's going to happen throughout the year. I'm probably going to stagger them throughout maybe the first 6 months of the year, but I'm going to get Live Ship done. Not sure if I'll get to Tawny Man, because I do have some giant classics that I'm going to be talking about next as well. But that's going to be finished some point in the year. Next up, probably not going to be able to see it. Yeah, no, can we see it? Is that it? No, you can't see it. That's Cosmere. I'm going to be starting and finishing John Gwyn's The Faithful and the Fallen. I've just heard so much about it, and in terms of fantasy and kind of like medieval, historical fiction or whatever, I've heard it's kind of just that. It's like fantasy with knights and shining armor and stuff like that. And I love the idea of it. I've heard that I've heard that not only is his prose really great, but his warfare descriptions and his battle scenes are amazing. And I really like a good battle scene. I love it when they're really gripping. And I've heard he is a master at that. And I've heard too much about it to put it off any longer. So I'm going to be reading and finishing The Faithful and the Fallen at some point next year. So that's the fantasy series, like the major series that I'm going to be finishing. Obviously, I'm going to be probably starting other series, but not really sure if I'm going to be finishing them. And obviously, fantasy standalones are on the agenda. But moving on to the classics, I'm not going to give my entire classic TBR here or whatever. This is just a plan, an idea that I have for next year. So my idea is to run some sort of classic literature read-along for doing 2 or 3 of the big ones, like the giant classics, right? And I'm going to be inviting you guys for when I announce that on my TBR to join me with that. I'm going to be doing some buddy reads. So in person, I'm going to be doing some read-alongs, with some friends of mine for these books. But all the people who are, abroad, and people that watch me from other countries or other states, other towns, whatever, I would love it if you joined. I strongly encourage you. So the first one I'm going to be doing one at the start of the year, one in the middle, and one towards the end. The one that I had allocated for this, the first 3-4 months of the year is none other than Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace, because, again, like Faithful and the Fallen, I can't keep putting it off by the size. I need to just jump in there, and War and Peace is one that I would really want to do alongside some people. And for this plan, I do have a way that we can talk about it. I'm going to announce that in the next segment of this video, and that is also very exciting. So it's going to be War and Peace to start off with. I'm thinking possibly around March. So if you guys want to clear your TBR for March, and think about joining along, that would be awesome. Middle of the year, I'm going to be doing Homer, the Odyssey. I also haven't read that, and as I finished Ulysses recently, I really want to read the Odyssey before I possibly do a reread of Ulysses in a couple of years, because that's going to help me understand Ulysses, which is a book that I've come to absolutely adore, one of my favorite books of all time. And obviously, I'm not necessarily saying that the Odyssey, has to be read as a companion for Ulysses, but I'm saying that it'll help me understand it more. And in its own respect, the Odyssey is something that I have to read, and that I have heard that everyone should read at least once in their life. So the Odyssey is going to be midway through 2023. And the final plan, I wanted to do it sometime during maybe spring or maybe in summer when it's hot, summer in Australia. I'm going to be doing Cervantes' Don Quixote. I really want to do that, and I really like the idea of doing that in warmer weather. I feel like as an accompanying read for the weather, I feel like Don Quixote just sounds like a summer read. You've got the two characters, like I don't know their names or anything because I haven't read it, but from what I've heard, it's just them traveling on horseback and through the Spanish country and stuff, and so I really want to read that in the summer. So I'm hoping that if any of those interest you, you don't have to join all of them. You don't even have to join along. If you have read it, if you read it after, or you finish it after we finish it together, you can join in on the discussion and give us your thoughts as well. But I would love it if we all read it together. So when I mentioned a way for you guys to come and talk to me about this, if you were going to join the read-alongs, or even if you weren't going to join the read-alongs, I have opened a Discord server. So the Discord server is called World of Literature. I'm going to put a link, a never-expiring link, in my channel description. I would love it if you joined. It's going to be a way for you guys to make new friends, because I know, people like us who read a lot, don't always necessarily have people in real life that enjoy the same passions, and I've experienced that a lot, and that's why this channel has been a great way for me to do that. I love the talking in the comments and the community engagement I'm getting so far, but I think opening a Discord is going to be a much better way to solidify a strong community, and some day one fans, sort of some things like that, and just get a really good, strong basis of all the people who have been supporting me so far. So I'm going to be opening that, like I said, jump in. I've got a bunch of channels opened. I've opened up a few categories. So I've got a classics category, a fantasy category, and a manga category, and a horror category. And in those, I've got things like Anne Bronte chat, Jane Austen chat, Wheel of Time spoiler discussion chat, Song of Ice and Fire chat, etc., Charles Dickens chat, Shakespeare. So you can jump in there. There's general chats as well where you can introduce yourself to everyone, get to know me a little bit more. You can DM me on there, anything like that, or just talk to me in the general chat. And then I've got categories and subtext channels for specific authors and series that you might have a burning passion for, and you want to find other people that specifically have that burning passion. So I've tried accommodating it for everyone and all the types of literary works that people who follow my channel would be into, because as you may know, this channel is primarily a fantasy and a classics channel, so I've revolved around that. But if you guys really want to have some other channels, some other genres, more than welcome to DM me on Instagram, or even DM me on Discord, or even mention it in the general chat. Just say, hey Archer, I would really like to see a Expanse, James S.A. Corey's The Expanse channel. I would love to meet some people and talk about that. Now, I haven't read it. It is sci-fi, so I probably may or may not be going into on the channel. I actually haven't worked that out yet. But just as an example, if that's what you want, I want to give people what they want. So chuck it away in the chat, and I'll sort it out. I'll add whatever you guys want. So yeah, join the Discord. I'm looking forward to getting to know some of you really, really well. I would love to see you there. So some next year video plans on the channel, some series ideas that I've had. I have mentioned it before, but I'm going to be doing my first ever video with another booktuber on like a Zoom call, or like it was going to be on Zoom, but we've actually decided to do a live stream. So we're actually going to be live streaming the first episode of The Page Turner on 11 a.m. Wednesday, Australian time. So this Wednesday. So I'm looking at my date. I think it's the 14th. Wednesday the 14th, 11 a.m. Australian time. Jump on my channel, get ready, sit down, get your popcorn, get your tea, coffee, pop in and say hi. it's going to be a live stream, so you can ask questions, and I'm hoping we can get some questions because the time is here. I'm going to be revealing my guest for this first episode. I'm blown away by this because he's my favorite YouTuber, full stop, and I was just honored that he accepted my invitation to come on my channel as my first ever guest. Like, I couldn't, have been happier to ask anyone else, and that person is Mike from Mike's Book Reviews, who I'm sure all of you guys are aware of. Like I said, I've been watching him for ages. He is what got me into fantasy, but in recent times, and he's really what got me into BookTube. I didn't know it was a thing until I saw his Wheel of Time videos, and he's amazing. So if you haven't checked him out, most of you probably have. I'll put his link in the description as well, his channel. He does amazing content. I really look up to him, so I can't wait to ask him some questions on the channel, just have some discussion about classics and fantasy literature and just see where it goes. So I'm really hoping you guys will join us for that, and I'm going to be advertising the pre-link for the live stream. I'm going to post that probably tomorrow or so you can get the countdown, you can get excited, and I'm just super, super excited. I'm a little bit nervous because, like I said, I idolize him quite a bit as someone I look up to, but I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about, and I'm sure it won't be bad at all. So I'm so excited, so thank you again, Mike, if you're watching this, and I'll see you then. But what I really wanted to bring that up for in this video is because I really wanted to focus on doing the page turner next year. I really want to blow it up as this big thing that I do on my channel. I was thinking of doing probably one a month, possibly 2 a month, where I'm going to get specifically booktubers from other countries or people that I can't meet in person, because I would probably do vlogs like with some of my other friends I've met through all of this. I usually do vlogs with them in person, but I'm going to be doing the page turner as like a live stream with booktubers I respect and friends that I respect. And I'm going to be having it where it's kind of like an interview-based discussion, where I'm going to be having some dot points and some questions I'm going to ask them, and then see the greater discussion and the greater conversation that comes out of that. And because we're doing it live streamed, as my audience hopefully continues to grow, whatever, we might get more and more people coming in and getting that community engagement, which I really, really want. I want to build this strong community of readers and literature lovers. So I'm going to be putting a lot of effort and a lot of time in that next year to be getting some really, really good guests. I've got a bunch of people in my mind, people I would love to talk to, people I haven't actually spoken to yet. Like, I've been watching their channels for a long time, and I haven't reached out just yet. So I'm going to start reaching out to those people as someone who has watched them, and see if they want to come on the channel. So I'm going to be doing that next year. And I really hope that this is going to be something you guys enjoy. I want to get people on here who have different opinions. A little bit of friendly debate is always fun, and then just find some solid ground as well on what we both love and what we all love. It's probably going to be a one-on-one, the page turner. So, like I said, the first one is me and Mike, and then the second one would be me and someone else. So I'm really hoping you guys will look forward to that as much as I am. More exciting news for the channel, for me, for you guys. At some point next year, probably towards the latter half of the year, I'm going to be opening up a Patreon. So for a very, very small cost, I'm not going to do anything extravagant or whatever, just a small cost. I'm going to be making one of the primary tiers on there a book club where we, different from a read-along where we can text about it afterwards, the book club is going to be something that we sort of vote on, probably a classic book that we vote on. And then read it, and then once a month, after a month after finishing the book, we're going to come together and I'm going to host a Zoom call with all of those patrons in that tier, and we're going to talk about it, and then we'll talk about our next read. So that's one of the things I wanted to do. Another thing that I'll probably put on there as a bit of a tier thing is a patron-only book choice, like a choice for me to put on my TBR. So one book a month, anything you want, I'll provide maybe like a little list, and I'll put up a poll, get some votes on there, and then, similar sort of thing. I'm really excited to do that. Like I said, it's not going to be some astronomical cost, because I don't believe that people should pay me to just talk more nonsense to a camera again, when you can see me talking nonsense here. But I would like to do that because that will increase, like I said, with a Discord kind of thing, a stronger community with me and people that really want to engage with me, and people that I would really want to engage with as well, to have like a Zoom call and actually discuss these things together. And hopefully just with this small fee as well, it'll be able to increase the production value of my channel. I do have to get a new camera and a tripod and a few other things. Like, I haven't shown you guys behind the scenes, but right now my camera is sitting on top of a Lego set and then I have 2 Wheel of Time books sitting on top of the Lego set, and then my camera is sitting on there, resting on the camera case because I don't have a tripod, and it's sitting on this rusty old table that I got from my grandma's. My lighting is just like leaning against my couch, and I'm using like a rusty old chair, but this is what we've got, and I'm making it work. But yeah, with those Patreon subscribers, that'll be able to slowly increase the production value of the channel. So if that's something that you want to see as well, you want to see better content, better videos, better lighting, all those sort of things, that's my primary goal with that. Like I said, it's going to be happening sometime towards the end of the year. I kind of wanted to do it on the day. If I ever got to 1,000 subs, I would love to do that. But I was probably going to start that, sometime next year or when I hit 1,000 subs. And I only say when because this is something that I'm never, ever going to stop doing. And I'm not pretentiously saying it as like, I will get 1,000 subs, whatever. I'm saying it's because I'm not going to stop. And I know that if I believe in myself and I keep making these videos and I keep trying to come up with new cool ideas for you guys to watch, I know it's going to happen because I'm believing in myself and I'm not going to stop. And I encourage any one of you guys who wants to start a channel but has been a little bit too nervous or doesn't think they'll be good enough or whatever, try it. It is such a good way of venting and getting your feelings out. When you make a video or a book review or whatever, it's something that you can look back at. And even if you have one loyal viewer, like I've had a few loyal viewers that are commenting on all my videos, and it means so much. Even if you start this channel, you only get 1 or 2 people who are following you and actively commenting. It's the greatest feeling of all time. So go for your dreams. That's what I'm saying. Long story short is anyone can hit 1,000 subscribers. Anyone can hit 100. Whatever your goal is, start a channel if you want to. Put the time, put the effort in, and you will make it. I promise you. Whether you make it in terms of financially make it, or popularity-wise with numbers and stuff, or if you make it mentally and you make it as in making yourself more happy, I guarantee you'll get at least one of those 3 things. But I guarantee that you will be happier for it. It's a really great feeling, and I encourage all of you to pursue that. If you want to start your own channel, I will be here for you as well if you want. So that's kind of all I really wanted to say. I know I got a little bit of a rant, a bit of a tangent towards the end there, but that's kind of all I wanted to say. I just wanted to sort of post an update of what I've been planning and what I've been doing, why I haven't been posting as much this week. And yeah, just kind of keep you guys in the loop. I like to keep you guys in the loop because you guys are a very strong support system, and I'm loving the loyal fan base that we're starting here. So it means the world, and I love having you guys around and commenting and supporting me. So that's really all I wanted to say. But thank you so much for watching, sticking around, putting up with my rants, putting up with my inability to stop talking. I am going to go and read some Storm of Swords because it's bloody brilliant. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. And I'll see you on Wednesday. If you guys want to pop in, like I said, the Page Turner, episode 1 with Mike. It's going to be 11 a.m. on Wednesday. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. But if you don't have the time, or you're at work or something, it will be on replay so you can watch it later, and I'm sure I'll see you in the next video. As I always like to say, keep reading and peace out.